Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Listen, I know what I'm about to say is going to get a little of you, or some of you, a little riled up. So, I just ask you to bear with me for a minute. But I promise you, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, if you give me a couple of minutes, 5, 6 minutes, I can get you to see something in a better light that may just make your life just that much better. If you don't have that 5 or 6 minutes, it's not a problem. You know, you can go on and do what you have to do, but you will be back, inshallah. But either way, what I wanted to do is I wanted to explain to you what I meant on the live stream before it gets all cut up and the brother puts it out and, okay, Abdul-Lateef said this. I need you to understand the topic and what I guess what we were saying, what it revolves around. Now, the reality issue is this: society's got us all mixed up thinking that things are what they aren't and that they aren't what they are. There seems to be some type of men versus women clash out here in society. And, you know, generally this isn't something that I dive into. But being as though this is the community circle, and this we are a community, and this seems to be something that's affecting our community. Even on the Facebook page, I noticed that a post was made, and things got a little bit out of hand. So I want to address this issue, and this is the fact that we have to stop fighting against each other. We have to stop looking for reasons not to be able to get along. We have to stop looking at a group of people and saying that all men are like this and all women are like this. Men don't deserve this and women don't deserve this. Now, yes, they've got us wrapped up in these ideas. They've got us wrapped up thinking that, okay, women are expecting the worst out of men and men are expecting the worst out of women. It doesn't work like that. What you have to understand, there's a benefit. There's a major benefit to any economy to keep us at war with one another. To keep the men not being with the women and the women not being with the men, especially us. And this is the fact that, if we're not getting together, we're not starting families, we're not building our own thing, our own family units. You all know, those of you who are married, you know that it's real hard out here. Economically, it's hard out here for the average individual. Yes, there are some people that are doing fairly well. And even them, to be honest with you, many of you look at people as they're doing well. And in all actuality, they're living paycheck to paycheck. That's not doing well. We're struggling. We are one catastrophe away from our whole lives and worlds being turned upside down. Just imagine, even for those people that we believe, okay, we're doing well. What would a broken leg do you? What would a broken arm do you? Where would it put you at economically as far as paying your bills and being able to do your jobs and all of the rest of that stuff? That's with a husband or wife. That's with kids. That's with a whole unit working together to make sure that the unit survives. We're not doing as well as we think we are. And we're allowing them to make it harder, or actually we're making it harder on ourselves by falling into these games and us not getting together and working together. In a minute, when things start getting really hard, who's going to have your back? Who's going to keep you off of the streets? I know you think that these people are going to be here, or these people, or is it really a chance you want to take? When you can just link up with someone, find yourself that spouse. That, but the problem is, many of us, we're just looking for a spouse. We need a spouse that's moving in a direction that we want to go, somewhere we could see ourselves working together to get to. There are a lot of people that are out here, they just want to do the day by day thing, just live day by day until Allah calls our souls back. But you have people that are trying to do something and make something. If you can link up with an individual like this, and you can be an asset to them, and not just a liability. Whether we're talking about a woman being a liability to a man, and a man being a liability to a woman. If you can find someone that you can be an asset, they see you as an asset, you see them as an asset. Not just a liability. Y'all can work together to make things happen. So that when something happens, there's some type of plan or some type of thing that you can fall back on. But this whole idea that we can continue being single individuals. Okay, I'm happy. I'm doing it on my own. I'm out here on my own. I can provide for myself. I can do that. Whether we're talking about men or women. I don't need her. I don't need him. No, you need somebody. You need somebody. Because you can get along today doesn't mean you'll be able to get along tomorrow. Because you could do for yourself today doesn't mean you could do for yourself tomorrow. You need to be preparing for your future. You need to be making wise choices as to who you team up with, but you need to be trying to team up with someone. Our society, if you look at our general wages, they're not enough to support us in our lives, let alone allow us to be able to do anything, accomplish or establish anything. Especially not being as though we have to be busy doing this and all of this. If we can team up and, okay, I'll take care of this, you take care of this. Okay, let's even say, okay, well, look at how our grandparents did it. Some of our grandfathers had 2 jobs. He was able to go out and work those 2 jobs to be able to make sure he was taking care of his family. And his wife was helping him to take care of the kids in the house and all of the rest of that stuff. And him when he came home. And even with the situation, we talk about how minorities had it in many of our communities. But how many of your grandparents owned houses? Don't tell me what they tell you. Oh, well, houses were cheaper back then and pay rates and this, that. Listen, they work together to make things happen. Just the same way other people, if you look around, they're working and making it happen. Don't tell me it was because of our grandparents and the prices and all of the rest of that. I know all the rhetoric that they spew. But we have to start thinking for ourselves. Because if that was the case and that was the real determining factor, people wouldn't be able to be doing it nowadays. And people other than us are doing it. But if you look at it, they're doing it because they're doing it as family units. Do you think these other people's women don't complain about their men? Do you think these other people's men don't complain about their women? But they understand that it's more of a personal benefit for them to team up, for them to link up. And for those of you who know me personally, I always say, form like Voltron. Some of you younger generation might not know what Voltron is, so you may be looking at me like I'm crazy right about now. But look it up. You younger generation, you love looking at the internet anyway, so look it up. But we need to be able to begin to form together like Voltron and establish things for ourselves and for our children. So when times get hard, who wants to continue having to pay rent? Would you rather work hard together? He works hard, you work hard. Y'all deal with one another. Y'all learn to have patience with one another and be with one another. And then what happens? Y'all are able to buy a house. So something happens, there's a car accident, may Allah forbid. Both of you get hurt. Who's going to be there to kick you out because you can't pay rent? At the very least, you have somewhere to stay for you and your family. Somebody loses their job. Are you going to be worried about, okay, how are we going to pay the rent this month? No, because the house is yours. Struggle and work a little harder and buy a car. So you're not having to worry about car payments. That job goes, or broken arm or broken leg or a car crash or whatever. Well, not a car crash, but something else happens. And then what? There's no car payment. That car is yours. Why? Because you were able to work and save and buy what it is that you need for your families. It's not about flexing, or what do y'all call it nowadays, flossing. It's about having something that's yours so that you can feel safe, so that your family can feel safe. So that you're not always at somebody else's beck and call. Get out. Yo, I need my apartment back. Yo, I need my house back. Yo, you know what? I don't like the way you're talking to me. Get out at the end of the month. Now your whole thing is in turmoil. You need to start understanding that with the way inflation is going and all the rest of that, things are going to get more and more and more expensive. We already can't afford a lot. We budget for family night. And then we turn around and say, okay, well, we're doing good. How is this? You all need, you as an individual, you need to find somebody to team up with. You need to find someone that you can say, okay, well, listen, this is the direction we're going to go, and we're going to work on this as a team. We're going to forget all of this nutty stuff, and I'm sorry. But it is nutty stuff. And what I said on the live stream was correct. It's nutty. All this, it's I, and I don't want to give up, and I don't want to, and I'm an individual. Listen, once that marriage comes together, there's no more I's. It's we. It's us. It's the team. We're not working for the best for him and or the best for her. We're working for the best for us. We're not talking about, well, I want to be something and I want to be something. No, we're going to be something. We need to sit down and be able to figure out who or what we're going to be and how we're going to get there. And what are our roles to getting us there. I promise I'm going to play my role, and I promise I'm going to play my role. This is what you need to be looking at doing. You need to stop listening to all of this social media stuff. Oh, well, you know, men are like this and men do this. And, you know, you got red and pale men and blue pill men. And you got these type of women and those type of women. And listen, fine. But you're going to tell me that there's all of these other women that are finding good men out here. You can't find one as well? Even if there are red and blue, and I don't care if it's purple, green, and silver. And y'all brothers that keep complaining about the sisters. There's brothers getting married every day. And they're getting married to women that they're absolutely ecstatic to be with. You can't find one? Y'all got to stop being so, what's the word? I don't want to say traumatized. Such sourpusses. And thinking that everybody's bad and everybody, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yes, there are a lot of bad people, but there's a lot of people. Put down the social media and look around. Get out and meet people. You sit around a bunch of people that all they do is complain all day, and you wonder why you're walking around miserable and upset all day. You're sitting around a bunch of people that's sitting around miserable and upset all day. You're sitting around people that sit around and complain all day. Leave them people alone. Get yourself a better crowd and find yourself a spouse to build with. Because it really is becoming a time, I don't know how more of you don't see it. Times are getting worse economically. You need to team up with somebody, if not some people, and make this thing happen so that you're safe, you have some safety and security. But that's not going to happen with all of this. The men want to get everything out of the relationship and the women just sit and serve. Or the women get everything out of the situation and the men just pay for it. We got to get rid of that concept, because she doesn't matter and he doesn't matter. Once they become a family, the unit is what matters. They both sacrifice. They both put things to the side. They both put their happiness to the side at certain times. They both compromise. She doesn't do it for him and he doesn't do it for her. He doesn't do it just for him. She doesn't do it just for her. But they do it for the team. So, like I said, I don't want to keep you all long. I just wanted you to understand that what I was saying before it gets cut up and put out and along those best as the way it's going to be portrayed. You need to understand, yes, we need one another. And my point is and was that you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You see now it's hard as I don't know what to do it by yourself. But if one little slip up happens in your life, everything's going to turn upside down. You need somebody to make sure that, listen, not only do I have your back if and when something happens, but up until something happens, I'm down. What do they say? 10 toes down. We're going to make it happen. We're going to get ourselves secured to the point where if something happens, we're going to be all right. Bismillah. So that's the gist of what I wanted to say. I apologize. I know I'm a little hoarse. That's because it's early in the morning and we just got off the live stream a little while ago. I just got home. But when I was on my way home, I was speaking with someone and they told me that, that might not have been the best, situation to put myself in. Some people, they like to play games for, popularity's sake. So, what everybody else has got to say, the majority of you know me individually, personally. My community's not so big that I don't know most of you. But, so what everybody else has to say, people are going to say what they want to say. But I want all of you to understand that my point was and is, we got to find a way to work together. We got to find a way to leave off all of this junk that society's got us thinking that women, y'all got to watch out for the men. The men, y'all got to watch out for the women. They all bad. They all got tricks up their sleeves. They all this, they all that. Listen. If you come up out of your circle, many of you who study with me have heard me say over the years, listen, you got to come up out the box and look around. You're going to realize there's a big world out there. And when you come up out of the box, and this is the last thing I want to tell you, I want to say to you right now, but when you come up out of that box, you're going to realize that there's a lot of families and people surviving, striving, and thriving. And they're all around us. But you have to come up out of the box, because that box is holding nothing but misery. And you'll see. You've got all types of people, all types of nationalities, all types of colors, shapes, and sizes out here making it happen. Coming together and doing the family thing. They're doing it. And if we come up out that box and we see what's going on and we take heed, we'll be able to do it as well. And we'll have that backing that is going to propel us forward instead of that knapsack of rocks that's holding that's holding us down. Right? We'll be that thing that propels our spouse forward. And we won't be that knapsack of rocks that's holding them down. So that's the gist of what I wanted to say to you today. And inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to go get some sleep because I'm tired. And I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, listen, I'm seeing the stats on the videos. Alhamdulillah, this community circle set of videos is growing. You know, we're getting a lot more views, starting to get more comments and things. But I need you all to like the videos. As you watch them, like them. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And all it's going to do is help our community to grow. And I'm going to put you on game. I'm going to put you on game because you all are part of my community. The more you all help me get this platform out or this particular series out, the more I'm able to free myself up to do other things. More live streams, more things. I don't have to be worrying about making money because I can make my money through YouTube and not through y'all. Do y'all understand that that's the way it works? I don't know if anybody put you down with that or not. But all of the content creators, they're going to make their money one way or another. Either I can sit and do a whole bunch of courses and classes where y'all have to pay money so that I can, do what I have to do. Or you all can help me by helping me spread these things and getting my likes and getting my views and getting my comments and things along these sorts. And then YouTube will pay me. I can either take the money for them or charge you all. So it's to your benefit. I don't know why so many of you are coming, you're liking the content. You contact me on the back end with questions about what I'm saying, but the videos and things aren't getting the likes and things that they should be getting. So make sure that you help me help you all. Help me help you all. Right? And inshallah ta'ala, like I said, I'll see you in the next video. About to get some sleep. Jazakumullahu khair wa barakallahu feekum. And think about what I said. Leave off all this junk that everybody's telling you. Leave all this hate speech against women and hate speech against men. There's tons of wonderful women out there. There's tons of wonderful men out there. Listen. Be the best Muslim that you can be, and I can almost guarantee you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send you what it is you need. That good person you want, you have to remember. This is the last thing I want to say. I know I said this a minute ago, but you all know I get long-winded sometimes. You have to remember, yes, Allah loves you. And Allah wants good for you, but He also wants good for that man that you're trying to marry, that woman you're trying to marry. So if you want a good man, work on being a good woman. If you want a good woman, work on being a good man. Listen, I'm a man and I'm going to tell you, we don't just know how to be good men. These are things we have to learn. We're not, just because I can pay the bills doesn't make me a good man. Women don't necessarily just know how to be a good woman. Okay, because she can cook doesn't make her a good woman. You need to learn how to be the type of spouse for the type of spouse that you're looking for. I don't know if that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments. It's important. I need to rephrase it if what I'm saying doesn't make sense. And I know it might not because I'm tired. But you need to learn to be the type of spouse that you want wants. And I'm going to leave it at that, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khair wa barakallahu feekum. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to tell your friends and families about this particular series, the community circle, and I'll see you in the next video. Jazakumullahu khair wa barakallahu fikum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.